Hey, what's up, guys? I just continuing the drawing here. It was a little hard doing it last time. It was actually making it harder to draw, so I'm maybe doing this. I don't know how well this will work out, but I, I I need to. I think this will be better for me to do the art. So how well you could see it, I don't know, but I'm using the number three, which I guess is point something. What is it? 0.35 millimeters. The hell? What the hell is a millimeter? I keep up with that joke from my European peoples. So anyway, you got the three. This is of course the bitchy sorceress that you have now. Totally like the old Frazetta girls. Oh, hold on a man's leg. So it's almost like a joke. I mean, she's a character. Yeah, like you say she's like the Deja Doris or whatever. But she could fight, but in the end, she realizes that the fighting is to be done by this heretic who she hates, who she wants to kill when she first meets. I'll link to again. I'll link to the this comic is up, the first issue. We were drawing it during the times of the plague. Remember that? So, oh man. So yeah, actually, I had a great time that year. So I don't know about y'all, but anyways, I've been using this smaller pen here for the dude. I'll use the bigger pens because he's more masculine. So, but I don't want to make the mistake of using this and using different lines here. So, draw like obviously there's still some other. There's more. One thing I find is that you can freehand things to a degree. The more you pencil, the more you gotta erase, but the more you have to do. You can just, I won't say mindlessly trace it, but you can do it. Sometimes, and because I learned the wrong way, sometimes I find better if I freestyle it. Okay, and I mean, if I make a little mistake, I find a way to go over it. So it's very very black metal, lo-fi black metal. I would say, oh, it's very punk, but no. Black metal is more punk than punk will ever be. You know what I mean? Get into musical things. So I need to draw this leg before I start messing with this other part here. So I will switch. I will go to what is this? The 0.45 millimeter. And I continue drawing here. So, see, I mean, this pose, I was looking at Frazetta. I was looking at a old John Carter cover because obviously, as Howard is very influenced by Burroughs, but obviously there's an influence. I mean, as Conan and John Carter are like the big ones. So dudes fighting against the world, one against all. Let's see. And this guy's got scars on his hood. So now I'll draw this weird weapon. Now the thing with this series, I may revise it. I mean, I guess I can do it. It's not like this is like being distributed by a company or anything. The idea of the character here is growing up in a matriarchal society. He's like the other boys. He's kept down. He's castigated. The women are very wary of the male aggression, and they ban weapons. And so this character, when he escapes the plantation he lives in, he sort of has to learn everything on his own and make weapons. Now, obviously, some of these weapons seem a little too crafted. He might get his hands on other weapons because there's other culture outside of the world they're in. But like I was thinking, if the weapons he would have originally would be more primitive looking weapons, something that a caveman or Neanderthal would make, which of course is not to belittle them. It's amazing flint knapping, what Neanderthals and were able to do. See what all early humans were able to do in terms of weaponry in order to slowly take the war to the larger animals, both the predators and the very dangerous herd animals that were very aggressive to these humans. These hominids that came down from the trees and started making weapons. So obviously, so I think I'll do. I might change some things up in it, like where his weapons are more like caveman type weapons. But eventually he gets his hand on like something that's crafted. Obviously, what is this? The vampires, right? The vampire priestesses that have these weapons. So obviously, someone is doing iron work. Okay, of course. I guess I could give it away somewhat. It turns out that this is not a fantasy world. This is the post-apocalyptic future of the very universe I'm drawing right now. The kind of like colorful, almost like more shoujo-oriented stuff I'm doing, the satire stuff. This is the future world. Okay? This is what happens to large parts of humanity. Actually, large parts of humanity are wiped out. I know you're shedding tears. So, yeah, I think I don't want to make this too long. As I'm not focusing as my camera. Who's this cameraman? Like, hey, can you do two things? Remember the old timers? They used to be like real jerks when you're working at work. Usually, some kind of like the old timers would be like, well, you couldn't do nothing, two things at once. And they're all gone now, huh? So now we got the opposite. Now you got these freaking kids. That are like, I don't know. Anyway, so, yes, I am a boomer. So that's right. Oh, you watch it. Oh, hey, you're a boomer. You're a boomer. That's right. I'm a boomer. Born in the 70s. I'm a boomer. So, and what is that? 7 minutes, and I figure I'd make this 8 minutes. Just a little of the drawing here. So let me switch one hand these. Oh, look at that technique. Yeah. Let me finish drawing. What was her name? You know what? You're like, I forgot her name. I know his name, but I forgot her name. You believe that? Oh. So yeah, the whole thing with this too is the women. Well, it all ties in. This all ties into all the comics I'm doing now. This is not a separate world. This is the same. This is part of the third generation. Okay? But no one's gonna know that yet until much later, after I have my comic empire is making tons of money. Oh, why did I pick this genre? Is that the only genre, huh? But anyway, and as I'm going off camera again, sorry. Like I said, just trying to do two things at once. I know not much, but it's an update later. It's a little quick here. Here's what I did. So I figure it's gonna take forever to do this. So still gotta do this here. But I think the next videos will be when this is all done, and then start to color. So and that'll be fun. So in terms of, I want to see if I can try to do some cell shading, or at least that effect. Oh boy. And you only get one shot. Maybe what I'll do is I'll make a copy of this and do it on that as a test. Because I really would hate to mess this up, because anyway. So there you go. So hopefully someone likes this.